Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Shadowrun Dragonfall. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you're chose to join me today as I kill that guy in the face, and mostly because we have a save, so that's what's gonna happen, I think. Maybe it is what's gonna happen, although at the moment, I sort of doubt it. Why are you so slow? Be faster. Be like faster? Did you get like slowed down? Is it? Oh, yeah, that's actually probably the case. No, wounded. That's, you know, nothing that you haven't been already. So, yeah, we're trying to bring this guy down because look at him. Just, he's like, I don't know. That's mission failure, right? Yeah, it's mission failure. Now, this is important because, you know, I saved in between episodes, as I always do, and, well, not always do, sometimes I don't, but it's mostly down to technical limitations. Sometimes the games don't allow me to save midway through combat, or maybe it's in the middle of the dialogue, which is actually the middle of dialogues are really the issue with this particular game. So, yeah, no, that's a misclick. Anyway, this guy just needs to be followed, as far as I can tell. I am not sure why. Unless, of course, I really need to sort of stun him or something, but we're not gonna do that. We're gonna see where he goes, because there's no exit. It just looks like a normal level. Right? Oh, there's the thing over there. I should probably have reloaded already. What is that? Maybe that's where he needs to go, or wants to go anyway. Niger, get in there. What is this? That does not look like an objective. It is an objective. What is it? It's a secondary objective. Wow, that's weird. Huh. Oh, you're not slow. Oh, you stopped being slow. Yeah, there was definitely a debuff there. Something going on. I think I'm blocking the passage, but this doesn't really do anything. And I say I'm blocking the passage. Did you notice how he was stuck? What is he doing? This is the weirdest thing. What? What are you supposed to do? There's another thing that I can try. Besides, of course, looking it up. I think I might have said that I was going to look it up at the end of the last episode. I think I might have said that. But I didn't look it up. So, yeah, there's another thing that we might be able to do, which is to stun him again. And the reason why I think maybe it's a matter of stunning him is that the previous times when we stunned him, it wasn't really when there was nobody else on the map. So, I don't know. It feels like, you know, that could be a possibility, right? There we go. That could be a situation where you need to both get rid of the enemies as well as... There we go. -4 action points. It doesn't look like that's the case. This does damage as well. I mean, I might be able to punch him into submission. I doubt that it's gonna be the case. You know, in the sense that, you know, his damage output, or my damage output is gonna be so low. I think he's stuck. He's not stuck. He can go diagonally. What a jerk. I don't want to use this. I should have used the sword. I should have used the sword. Excuse me. Yeah, him being able to go through us. No, I think we're good. Let's just keep at it. A punch and another punch. He's got a lot of armor. But my intention is that maybe this is gonna actually stop him. It doesn't look like it is. So. Colonel, you're very smart. Very good at all the things. It's the cyberware. I am, yes. As I said, I am very good at all the things. We have a thing for that. We know we even the mission. I don't think that that any of this is a good decision. I don't think it's a good decision that we have to bring the item, the cyberware deactivator thing. I don't think it's a good decision that we need to use it manually, because it's the only time in the entire game so far, anyway, that something like this has happened, where we have to use that item over there, the cyberware deactivator, to do things. Now, I need to be close, don't I? Oh, that sucks. So, that means that Edie over here, being slow as molasses, is gonna need to, pick up the pace. Because that guy's slow. Slow, very slow. Okay, let's apply this to you, because we can while we have that. There we go. And then I can probably apply this to you as well. And that is mission success. Help me drag this guy back to the warehouse. We're going to find out what he knows, says Iger. And we do indeed bring him back to the warehouse. The engineer lies splayed out on the ground, his body trembling violently. Iger shoves a bottle up his nose and squeezes. The engineer shudders violently, and that's many violence. Then the trembling begins to subside. She glances at you. An aerosol BZD to help treat the seizures. Bannock was kind enough to include it in his goodie bag. It won't last long, but it should give Yuli here enough muscular control to answer a few questions. The engineer's voice comes out in a trembling stutter. Fuck you, troll! Iger raises an eyebrow. See? He's talking. The engineer's eyes burn with hate. Beads of sweat dot his brow as he struggles to control the tremors that rack his body. He takes a deep breath, holds it, and releases it slowly. The trembling begins to subside. Feeling better, Yuli? Ready to chat? Slowly, the orc's eyes shift from Iger to you. I know the troll, bitch. We have history. But you're a stranger to me. Are you sure that you have the stomach for this, stranger? Not many do. Yeah, my name is Edie, and you're going to answer our questions, one way or the other. Just keep telling yourself that, tough guy. His voice sounds stronger now. The stutter that marred his speech has almost completely faded away. He wasn't telling himself. She slaps him across the face, splitting his lip down the middle. The impact sounds like a gunshot. He was telling you. Iger leans in toward the engineer. He recoils, grinding the back of his head against the grease-stained Duraplast tiles. You're helpless. A fucking cripple. Her voice comes out in a snarl. But if you answer our questions, things will go easier for you. So tell us, whose payroll are you on? She grabs a fistful of the orc's hair and lifts his head. Her face is inches from his. Tell us who sent you to Shatton Nest. There's a long pause. Eventually, the engineer looks away. All right, you want to know so badly, I'll tell you. Tamanus sent me there. They want to use Shatton Nest as a base of operations in Berlin. My point of contact is a ghoul named Beetle. He leans forward and locks eyes with Iger. There, you got your intel. Now set me free, or kill me. Yuli. Iger leans back, shaking her head. You wouldn't roll over on an employer this easily. Your rep tells me that much. He raises an eyebrow in a look of mock astonishment. No? No, Iger's right. You're jerking us around. You wanted a name. I gave you a name. Want more? I can give you those too. I can name you 100 clients who'd love a piece of Shatton Nest. How do you intend to determine who really sent me? I've got a couple of ideas. The engineer smirks. You can try beating the truth out of me. You can try cutting on me. Get creative with the pliers if you like. Every time you hurt me, I'll give you a different name. Torture me or don't. It'll all end the same way. I'll be dead. You'll know nothing for certain. And my clients will move ahead on schedule. Help us out then. If you're already dead, why care about being a snitch? He snorts. I won't give your she-troll the satisfaction. She wants it, that's why she won't get it. Iger's hands bunch into fists. She is still smiling, but you can feel the heat of the hatred behind her eyes. If you don't start telling me what I want to hear in the next 30 seconds, this is going to get messy. Hold up, Iger. The engineer cuts you off. A perverse smile has spread itself across his face. You know, Iger. He takes his time pronouncing the name and savors it. I'd like to tell you a story. We share so much history, you and I. Iger says nothing, but her eyes narrow. The engineer continues, his grin broadening. This is a funny story. It's a story about your time in the KSK, a story about futility. I can tell you all about the many lives you've touched, and how the Syndicate touched them again afterward. Would you like that? There's a long pause. Eventually, Iger turns to face you. Hey, do me a favor. Sweep the building for intel. Anything that we might have missed on the way in. I don't know if that's a great idea, Iger. It's necessary, Edie. She shoots a disgusted glance at your captive. And I won't let this twisted little prick chase me out of the room. He can tell me whatever stories he likes. I feel like this guy is getting under your skin, and we can't afford to kill him before we get to the truth. Don't worry about me. Everything's all right on my end. But this asshole is right about one thing. We aren't going to solve this on his word alone. Agreed, but I don't think that we can beat the answer out of him either. No, of course not. I'm sure that he'd eventually spill the name we're looking for, but it'd be buried in so much white noise that it'd be impossible to filter out. If you can find some corroborating evidence, though, that might help us wade through the river of bullshit he's spewing. I can't tell you what to look for, but he was doing business with Rambok in this building. There must be something in here that can tell us who he represents. Alright, Iger, but remember, we need this son of a bitch alive. No torture. Yeah. She turns back to the engineer. I'm good, but be quick. I will. Oh. Shift. What's the key? Alt. Alt is the key. So we got some barrels. Okay, off to a good start. Oh, we got a lot of stuff, actually. Chemical storage barrels. A light jostle shows that they are completely empty, as far as I can read. It looks melted. The cargo container is empty. Okay. Whoa. You can, oh, right, because that's a different area. So there's the door over there, and the door wasn't openable before. So I'm thinking that's where we need to go. So let's not go there, because that's how RPGs work. Okay. Back here, we have a ledger. Oh, that's promising. There's a small ledger lying on this crate. The cover is cheap leatherette, and the paper is tissue thin newsprint. Let's leaf through the pages. Sorry, had to drink a little bit of water. The pages are filled to overflowing with handwritten text. You don't recognize the language, but judging by the accent marks, you'd guess it's a Scandinavian tongue. While you can't read it, the arrangement of the text tells you that the ledger is primarily being used as an address book. And we're gonna pocket it and move on. Got a forklift. The forklift's tires are flat. It looks like it hasn't been used in years. Sounds good to me. Got an elevator back here with whatever that is. It's a symbol or a graffiti of a symbol or a symbolic graffiti. Whatever. Or opening that door. Although I could... let's save the game before I do this. I could interact with him, because apparently that's an option. I don't know why it's an option. Let's find out. As you approach, you can see that the engineer's chest is sheeted with blood. Most of it seems to be streaming from his nose, which has been crushed into a wad of bloody meat. Iger turns to face you. Her bunched fists are dripping red. Find anything? She speaks to you through clenched teeth. Her voice sounds strained, and her cheeks are flushed. I thought you said that we weren't going to resort to torture. This isn't torture. It's justice. If we knew half of what this bastard has done, or if you knew half of what this bastard has done, if you'd heard the things that he just told me, you'd do the same. Yeah, maybe so, but you're on edge, and I need you calm. Beating on him isn't helping. She pauses and then turns away. Just tell me what you found. Yes, please! The engineer's voice is thick and wet. He smiles through a set of gore-streaked teeth. Enlighten us. I must have missed something. I'll keep searching. I wonder what you would feel about that. Just being punched in the face over and over again by Iger. And, no, I'm still doing some research. And we are indeed. The broken body of a human man lies on the floor. His face is a mess of fresh cuts and congealing blood, and his head is oddly deformed. Despite his wounds, his mouth is twisted into a macabre. Macabre. I think it's pronounced macabre, as in like theater, even though theater can end in RE. But the weird thing about this is that the American spelling of macabre doesn't invert like theater does. Theater becomes ER rather than RE. But it's a macabre smile. Yeah, so I think that's how it's pronounced. Inspect the body. Judging by the shape of the Ganger's head, you'd guess that his skull has been fractured in at least 3 places. The center of his forehead is particularly gruesome. It looks soft, as though the skin were stretched like a tent between shards of broken bone. Looking up, you can see a great smear of gore on the door of the room that you found him in. The implications are clear. This man bashed his own head in, trying to get out, and he did it with a smile on his face. His hands are badly broken too. You've seen these sorts of injuries after bare-knuckle fistfights, but never anything this severe. This man punched something hard and went on punching until his hands were reduced to useless slabs of meat. And we don't have enough biotech to do any of this, so we're gonna step away. Although, yeah, we can... Oh no, we lose that forever. Okay, so I did just save. Because I think... What am I not getting a little bit of biotech? Am I mistaken on that? That's willpower, isn't it? Where's even biotech? I mean, I'm not getting anything. This is as far as I can tell. Huh. Biotech 0. It's intelligence. Well, thank you. Okay, well. So that guy bashed his own skull in. And let's see how this guy's skull is doing. Find anything else? Asks Iger. Yeah, I found a body in the other room. From the looks of him, he tried using his head to beat down a steel-reinforced door. Interesting, but not unusual in these parts. There are all kinds of drugs that could make a person act that way, and most of them aren't hard to get in a place like Nest. Have you found anything else? Yeah, I found this ledger. I don't recognize the language, but it looks Scandinavian. Iger leafs through the journal, quickly flipping the soy calf-stained pages. Norwegian, maybe. I'm thinking that this is written in Bokmal. She frowns. I can't read it, but it looks like a shipping manifest. Yeah, something like that. There are a lot of addresses in it. She rifles through the pages, flipping the cheap paper with her thumbnail. Looks like addresses all the way through. Some are annotated, but I can't see any names. 2/3 of the way through the book, she stops short. You find something interesting? Wordlessly, she turns the journal around. At the top of the page, written in a different hand, is a single word. It's written in English, but you can't understand it all the same. It's written in English, but you can't understand it all the same because we speak German. Okay. Well, I guess that the game didn't make that explicit. I love that. That's good because it's like, man, it's great. This is great. I love it because we're not speaking English. We're speaking German. It reads Wednesday. She nods. Yeah. Not particularly helpful without a full date, but I guess it's something. Of course, Wednesday might not refer to a day of the week at all. It could be code for something. Taken out of context like this, it's impossible to say. So, what do you make of this? This should be good. Iger ignores him. Her gaze remains fixed on the book. It might be nothing, or it could mean that he's back in bed with the Lobachevsky Syndicate. The engineer holds his silence. Is that it, Yuli? Are you taking orders from your old bosses again? He pauses a moment before croaking out an answer. Maybe. Who's to say? What's happening on Wednesday, Yuli? His mouth twists into a bloody grin. This Wednesday? I'll be putting your mother to work on the street corner, and when she's all worn out, I'll give your father a shot at the job. You can do better than that. Go die in a ditch. Did you find anything else? She says. We need to be sure about this before moving forward. I must have missed something. I'll keep searching. So apparently I did miss something. I mean, it could be it could be that, what in the world? What did I miss? I don't think I missed anything. It could be that it's that biotech, thing. There's the ghosts over here. I don't think I can go back there. And I don't think there's... Oh, there's something over there. Didn't I activate that? It's a courier drone. Apparently I didn't activate that. Or I missed it or something. This generic courier drone has been snapped together out of prefab parts from a dozen different manufacturers. It's a cheap utilitarian thing, remarkable only in that it is so incredibly plain. A half-bright teenager could cobble something like this together in an afternoon. The drone sits in a charging cradle. Its turbofan unpowered. A cheerful green light blinks on its front panel to remind you that it's still active. You can see the silhouette of something under the flimsy plastic dome of the drone's cargo compartment. Whatever this thing was here to deliver, it's still carrying it. So let's pop the lid of the cargo up, and you depress the catch on the container's plastic lid. Rather than swinging open, the lid slides back to reveal a touchpad. It looks as though this thing is password locked. Let's examine the drone more closely. Taking a closer look, you notice something strange. There's a set of electrical contact plates lining the lip of the drone's cargo compartment. It's a fair bet that this thing is outfitted with an anti-tampering system of some kind. So let's smash smash the plastic. Well, I think we know the password, don't we? The plastic lid of the cargo container pops open with a click. Inside, you find what appears to be a homemade SimSense chip. It sits securely in a custom-made plastic bracket. I would like to say that I was gonna pass it off as, oh, this is easy, but I think I'm either gonna. I don't think it was easy. I had to think a little bit. I was masquerading my time thinking, and it wasn't easy. Or rather, it's not that it wasn't easy. It's just that it wasn't readily obvious, so I like it. But at the same time, I don't want to just pretend that, oh, it's the easiest thing ever, and because it isn't. I think it's it's a deduction that's well designed for this game, and I can see people getting stuck on that and being like, what the hell am I supposed to do with this password? I don't know the password, because it's not immediately obvious. You need to think a little bit, and I like that in a game that, where you most of the time just read dialogue and make dialogue choices. Thinking a little bit every once in a while is good. I like that. But again, at the same time, it might be just a testament to how thick I am a lot of the time, and just like, oh, it's really difficult, or a little bit difficult. No, it's not. It's super easy. It's not super easy though. I'm sort of going back and forth in that, but I do think that I think it was a well-made puzzle. Let's take the chip. You pop the chip out of the bracket and pocket it. A few seconds later, an angry hissing sound comes from somewhere deep within the drone. As you step away from the drone, the hissing sound grows into a roar. Bright white sparks spit out from the drone's melting chassis and streak across the room. You've seen this kind of reaction before. Thermite, that's a type of explosive. Whoever built the drone must have wired it with a self-destruct device. Within seconds, as all that's left of the little drone is a molten wreck on the charging cradle. Foul-smelling smoke pours from the remains. You steal another... Yeah, it's also acidic. It makes chloridic sulfur. No, wait. Which one is the one? Sulfur chloride? Sulfuric acid. That's what it makes, I think. When in contact with the air. I think it goes away, but I'm not 100% sure. Don't touch any bombs. You steal another glance at the chip that you recovered and turn away. There we go. See? I'm good at this. A little bit. Iger. Please don't kill him. Did you kill him? You killed him, didn't you? You're back. Find anything? She didn't. There are a pair of courier drones in the other room. No markings. They looked custom built. One of them had been slagged, but the other had this chip in its storage compartment. When you produce the chip, the engineer's eyes widen slightly. He turns his head and coughs rack his body. Interesting. This means something to you, Yuli? Iger takes the chip from you and holds it up to the light. No identifying marks. I've seen enough PTLs in my life to know one when I see it, but this is different. It's been modified somehow. Go ahead and slot it, bitch. It'll take you on the ride of your life. Iger raises an eyebrow. Smack him for me, will you? I'm busy. Sure, let's go ahead and do that. Your fist connects. That's two trolls get in this guy. Although, wait, I'm not a troll. I'm a orc. I forget. Anyway, your fist connects with the ruined meat of the engineer's nose. He coughs, chokes on his own blood, and then spits a wad of it onto your chest. You don't know what you're holding, slag. He spits the words out like venom. His eyes are locked on the chip in Iger's hand. Slowly, he licks his lips. You don't deserve to touch that chip. I think you're right, Iger. Our friend here is an addict. The engineer glances at you with a snarl. Fuck you! The thing is, I know our friend's rep, and I'm telling you he's much too careful to get himself addicted to Sims. She glances at the engineer. His eyes are locked on the chip. Yeah, it doesn't mean that he's not addicted on whatever that is. It's just maybe not BTL, which is a Sim. It's a... Well, BTL, we talked about it before. It's basically the Matrix. You go into there and then it's better than life. That's what it stands for. And that's why it's addictive. If these things have him hooked this badly, they must be even better than... even more addictive than standard BTLs. It's a frightening thought. You're telling me the last thing that we need is more Sim junkies on our streets. She turns to face the engineer. You got anything to add to that, Yuli? You have no idea how wrong you are about all of this. He struggles to rise from the floor, but his muscles refuse to cooperate. Finally, he gives up with a scowl. If I could move my arms, I'd take that chip from you and show you what it does. I'm sure that you would. She glances over her shoulder at you. Good find, Edie. We've struck a nerve. Any other thoughts? Yeah, actually, I think that I might know where the other chip went. Remember that body I found in the other room? Yeah, good thought. Go check it out. But be quick. I don't know how long it'll be before we have company here. Yeah, don't worry. I'm on it. I mean, I'm not on it right away because for right now, I'm Critical RPG, and this has been Shadowrun Dragonfall. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and leave a comment. Like the video if you want to see the next episode come out sooner rather than later. But above all, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.